Hello, TCK viewers, and welcome to The Shade. I'm your host, Tyler Moss. You can find me at Tyler Moss NFL on Twitter. And today we'll be breaking down running back film, specifically Zack Moss of the University of Utah. Now, what is The Shade? Well, The Shade is going to turn into a film room study session, breaking down specific plays in games, plays that I think really express the abilities of the running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks that we're going to be analyzing, and how it's going to translate into the NFL. And none better than my guy, personally, Zack Moss of the University of Utah. Very excited to push out these videos for you guys. Really excited to get out some serious content. Trying to push this YouTube channel to where TCK wants to get their podcasting up to. Obviously, the transfer is happening, trying to push more content on YouTube. So none better than starting a weekly series under my name, The Shade, for this podcast. Obviously, really excited to be a new founding member of this team. Going to be putting out videos a lot with Lucas, as well as some with Sky. But overall, just really excited to get some film underway. And without further ado, want to keep these videos sort of short. Obviously, a little bit of recap and overview in the beginning. But subscribe, hit the bell. We're going to be pumping out a lot of videos coming up. Try and aim for about, I think they want to aim for about 3. And if I start pumping out these film room, that's going to help content as well. So really trying to help give you guys the best opportunities to capitalize and win some TCK chips. Want you guys winning championships off of what we're putting out. Want you guys really growing as fantasy players through what we're doing. Because overall, we're just trying to help you guys out and make the best content to do that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Zack Moss. This is the Pac-12 championship game against the University of Oregon. So the first play we're going to start with is the first play of the game, actually. This is an 8-yard pickup. Very impressive play to start the game. Shows a lot of skill set by Zack Moss. We'll go ahead and roll it. But to start the play, what we're going to see here, 7-man front. So 7-man front coming out on the first play for Utah. Plus, they're going to have an 8th right here in the tight end, just in the backfield. They're going to have a wide receiver out here as well. Quarterback's under center. And you got your man Zack Moss right in the backfield. Going for Oregon. Oregon's going to be sitting here with a 4-man front. They're going to have a safety actually roll up to the linebacker position. And a linebacker is going to roll up to maintain this outside. Really just to shadow this this tight end over here. And focus on this heavy set. You got your 3 linebackers here. They're going to be wanting to make a play as well. Obviously, this guy's going to try and contain this outside on the chance of on a weak side run. That's what this linebacker's here for. This guy's really just maintaining the middle and obviously making adjustments as well. You got your cornerback watching the wide receiver up top here. And what we're going to see is a move to single high safety. So an adjustment on the defense. That's what 25 is doing, moving over to the top. So we'll go ahead and roll the tape. So Zack Moss is going to get the ball here. So what we're looking at play-wise is a run right into this gap. That's the plan. Whether or not that needs adjusting, you'll see as the play develops. So the plan is to attack that gap. So Jonathan Taylor's going to get a clean handoff. He's going to start looking to that hole. Obviously, there's a little bit of a breakdown going on right here on the front that they're going to want to clear up by the time Taylor gets a few more milliseconds into this run. A few seconds in, quarterback's going to do a good job. He's just rounding out of this play, so we won't have to worry about him anymore. As far as the defensive end goes, what we're looking at is the wide receiver from up top is going to get covered. Is going to come up and cover this the safety that came up to replace the linebacker. Remember, the linebacker came up to the line. So that's what the wide receiver is going to do. Obviously, the cornerback that was covering that wide receiver, he's up top. He's going to look to do something about maintaining this outside over here. But so far as the play is in its near stages, he's just trying to monitor south side and keep an eye on what Zack Moss is going to do. And then back over here, out of view, is going to be where number 25 is of Oregon, who's going to end up making this play. So really impressive that he's all the way back here. He's going to make the play. And again, as far as line's concerned, everyone's basically contained. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. He isn't. These guys do a really, really good job at pressing into that hole. It's going to have to take Utah's offensive lineman to make a big play to open up the gap for him. So we'll roll the film here. So again, here's the handoff. He's going to cut right into this hole. Great job by 89 standing up his block. This play could end right here if he isn't strong onto this block, onto this man right up top. Obviously, you see some levels begin to occur. We'll go back actually and watch those levels kind of occur amongst themselves. So we'll start from the beginning again. A little bit of motion there by the wide receiver. Gets the handoff. Clearly, this is where we're at last time. You start to see some guys start rolling off their blocks. 77 does an absolutely electric job at pushing up and getting into the second level. 77 obviously being the lineman that's deep down the field over here, basically falling down, trying to get a good block. The wide receiver still on the safety that came up to play the linebacker position. The hole's starting to generate. You'll see it. This is where they're going to try and attack that hole. Obviously, again, great stand-up block by 89 over here to prevent this linebacker from coming in and disrupting that play immediately. And then you start seeing some really strong pushing by the offensive line, clearing up that hole for him. And the only guy that Zack Moss has left to really worry about is this guy right over here. Obviously, still just a little bit of action over here just in case this man does anything to trip him up. And he's got down here as well. Up here, where you have the cornerback trying to contain the play. So we roll the film again. He's going to bounce off his guard right here, get to the outside, and he's already passed both those two guys that we highlighted, and he seriously only has the cornerback that's obviously maintaining the outside left to go. He's going to start to pick up speed here, realizing he's going to probably make a connection with him. Ford takes a really, really great angle at just cutting him off here. But Moss uses his speed and power to get past him. We'll see as that develops. An excellent stiff arm. But Ford still does a pretty good job at tripping him up, even though he doesn't come down with the play. Does a good job at tripping the guy up, Zack Moss up, to help his defense out a little bit. Obviously, then again starts picking up speed. Realizes here comes 25. 25, obviously, the single high safety that got buried when we started kind of analyzing off of the first few seconds of the play. Gets in the screen here. Great job getting all the way across the field to make this play. Stiff arm attempt here by Zack Moss, and a really impressive job here by number 25 to just drag him down, and then a little bit of defensive help there at the end. But a powerful run. A great job using vision to find the hole he's looking for, and just a great first run to start off the game. The next play is going to be a little bit different. We're going to see what he is able to do when the play doesn't really fall for him. We'll get to that. So here is the next play of this setup here. So Zack Moss is going to get the ball here in a 5-man up front. So they got 5 guys going for them here on the line. They have the tight end, obviously. He, just like the first play, lined in right behind the tackle in the backfield. You got quarterback under center, obviously rolling out here to start the handoff process. Zack Moss alone in the backfield. Only difference on the two plays is they have now a slot wide receiver instead of another guy right here on the exterior line. Obviously, same wide receiver over here. And then on the Oregon side of the ball, you got still a 4-man front. You got a corner that was lined up right about in this area, who crashes up, realizes he has no wide receiver. Obviously, he still has to contain his side of the field, but no wide receiver, so he's able to crash here on a run play. You got number 25 up top. He, again, is the safety here. So, there's one other guy hidden on this play, but, yes, so he's going to play strong safety position here. He's going to come up, start analyzing this run, as well as the 3 linebackers, one being right here. So what happens on this play is if you run 2 wide receivers to one side and nothing up top, a linebacker is going to have to peel off. This could actually be a safety as well, just coming up to play man. And then, obviously, you still have this matchup, wide receiver 1 and cornerback 1 down here at the bottom. So they're focused on worrying and covering up that. But as the play develops, you see the quarterback's going to do the same thing. And as we continue rolling the tape here, Zack is going to get a good handoff here. And what is he looking at right now to start? So starting from the quarterback's going to roll out here. Really doesn't have much of an effect on this play unless things break down where he actually may be able to step up and do something about this. Excellent job by this tackle. This tackle is highlighting what a good offensive line should do when you're opening up a hole. Great job. You're pushing your guy to the exterior, giving your running back a chance to climb up into this hole and make a play. Obviously, right here, the next guy next to him, the guard's getting pushed around a little bit. Would like to see some momentum headed this way instead of getting pushed into the hole. But you bury your feet in there, you'll stop that, and you'll see him be an effect on this play. Really an excellent job by the Oregon defensive lineman. You got the tight end coming up. He's a second-level blocker. He's designed to hide back here and come up and take a linebacker that's going to be right here to plug this hole. So that should be the left outside linebacker when you're looking on the defensive side. His goal is to come up here and affect this play on anything on his side of the field. So that's why you have the tight end set up there. So the tight end can come up and make a good block. And obviously, like we saw in last play, does a really, really great job at doing that. This is the slot wide receiver. He's obviously making contact and initial contact with his defender, trying to block that as well. He's really important because he has to be the tertiary option after the secondary is covered up, and obviously the primary hole is opened for the running back. Now on the side of Oregon's going to have this cornerback who is sitting up here. Obviously, you saw him crash in on the run. He's going to crash around. What he's going to do is he's going to contain this outside, and we'll see why he struggles with that later on in this play. You go to the next guys on the line. He's obviously doing a good job. Just keep pushing and pushing this guy as well. You're trying to erase the hole down here, and the blocking obviously is trying to prevent anything disrupting over here. But these guys really don't play too much of a role. What does play a role is how impactful his defending is. So what he's going to do is try and eliminate this hole. As a good defender, you're going to know that if this tackle's goal is to push this end out, you as an interior defensive lineman have got to eliminate the hole that's being generated. So he does a really, really good job at clogging that up. So great job by him. Right here you see a little bit of breakdown. Really, he's trying to analyze the run. Nothing going on for him too much. He is looking at making the tackle where the defensive line's trying to disrupt it. He's looking at what hole he's going to have to approach to in order to make a play, whether that be a quick cutout outside. He's going to have to adjust to that. Whether that be head on with him, he's going to have to make a play, or whether that be with the hole that's being generated, he's going to have to do something about that. This guy as well, we talked about it. He's about to get covered up by the tight end. This guy's making initial contact with the wide receiver. So we'll continue this play here as things develop a little bit. So what we see here is a big, big job by this defensive lineman right here for Oregon, clogging up the hole. So it's done. His job has been accomplished. Obviously, the end gets pushed out, so really excellent job by the tackle here. But this D lineman's job has been done. He has clogged up the hole that the running back's supposed to go through, and the running back is going to have to make an adjustment in order to make a play on this. And 41 here for Oregon does good at getting past his tight end block, so good job for him. Obviously, containment up here is no problem. A little bit of looseness on this line, but they're expecting the play to already be developed. They're looking to climb up into the tertiary blocking if they need to. And again, what we're going to see here from this guy is he's trying to contain the outside. But what he does, and you'll see why this is important, is he takes a really, really long route around to try and cut off this any cutting back and going the way of the reverse for Zack Moss. He goes a little bit too wide out, and we'll see why that's a huge issue. Obviously, for Utah, you got the quarterback still rolling out. He's doing what he's supposed to do. This, by the way, this safety's coming in to make a play here. Line breakdown, we already talked about these guys. So we'll go ahead and roll this up just a little bit more. Film developing. He's going to run right into his guard because of how much this D lineman is pushing in. So Zack Moss is going to have to make a quick split decision. He's going to stab his foot in the ground, and he's going to start heading the other way. And this is what I said. This is why I said this was so important that you don't over-circle this. You have to undercut it. You got to go right here. You got to go sharp to the play. And this guy takes way too long of a route, and he's stuck with the reverse, now laughing in his face as he cuts up the other way. He has no play on this at all. Obviously, there's a mess inside, so Taylor's going to have a lot of wiggle room once when he does get outside. He beats the only guy that's supposed to contain over there. Number 25 is going to stab his foot in the ground as well. He's going to have to be the primary guy to make a play here. So we'll let the tape roll again. Taylor's going to... Zack Moss is going to miss a wimpy blocker there. Quarterback. This is key. So, again, we talked about what the quarterback was doing on this play. He is going to be up here. We'll put that in red. He's going to be up here. Kind of almost hidden off screen. Again, what his job was to do was to roll outside. Obviously, he's not looking to make a play, but he does, coincidentally. So he will go out wide. And you have this safety trying to cut off any good angle that Zack Moss is able to make on this play. So it's going to take a block by the quarterback. An absolutely spectacular play by him to sacrifice himself to make this play. We'll see it in live action. A great job breaking down his feet. Delivering a good enough block. I mean, it's sloppy, but gosh, it's a quarterback making a block. Great job by him. He's going to cut outside. And really, after that block by the quarterback, it's off to the races for Zack Moss. He's got some pretty solid speed. He's got 4.5. So really, really great job. Obviously, you got a few guys coming after him. 41's going to kind of be out of this play. Not a good enough angle to catch a speedy running back like that. 23 is trying to make a good angle on this play. He's going to provide some effectiveness in here. So we'll continue this. You see Zack Moss is already trying to break down just a bit because he knows he's going to have to make a play on 23 here. He's going to put out the stiff arm. Absolutely brutal again. Tiptoeing the sidelines here. 21, not a great block. Clearly either running back hanging out in the slot or was their slot receiver. So rough job by him to make a block. But nonetheless, Zack Moss just steps out. And again, we kind of see as things shift what he was able to do there. A really excellent job by Zack Moss to cut back. And very impressive. So obviously that's going to close out our Zack Moss tape. I just want to look at two different plays on that. One where he clearly has a hole, what he can do with that, and one where things are breaking down a little bit and how he has to adjust to that. Obviously that last play, that could have been nothing, and for a lot of running backs it is, but not for him. He's able to make a great job cutting back on that play. Very, very impressive tape by him. I have him as, again, my guy. I think he's very, very impressive. Just throwing out some stats there, 235 attempts this year, 1,400 yards, 15 touchdowns, 6.0 per. 0 fumbles in all 4 years he played. 712 attempts, very, very clean runner. And he plays a bit in the passing game as well. 28 receptions this year, 338 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's a very, very impressive profile for Zack Moss. So I look forward to him being hopefully a round 2 guy. Third round I'm kind of looking at. I think he can be a very, very impressive running back, whether that be 3 down, 2 down. I think he can do a lot for an offense, and I hope to see him on an NFL team that's going to use him. So again, guys, like, subscribe to TCK. We're really, really excited to push out more videos for you guys. We're trying to get premiere content out. We got a lot of guys working behind the scenes to do that. Very, very excited to start pushing out YouTube stuff. And again, leave a comment down below if there's any guy you want us to look at a few plays from, maybe the game that you want us to look at, or we can do that research and we'll find you some solid plays. Drop down a player maybe if you want to, because we're trying to put out content that we know you guys are going to like. We know that you guys are going to want to watch. You guys are going to want to watch how guys work, how they function, how they can translate into the NFL, because our goal is to help bring you guys championships, bring you guys success in fantasy football. So whatever we can do to make that happen, leave a comment down below. We're really, really excited to start pushing out YouTube content. So anyways, the shade is out.